The rule of thirds is a foundational concept in photography and visual composition, offering a simple yet powerful way to create balanced and engaging images. Imagine dividing your frame into 9 equal parts by overlaying 2 equally spaced horizontal lines and 2 equally spaced vertical lines, creating a 3 by 3 grid. This invisible grid serves as a guide for placing the key elements of your scene. Instead of centering your subject, the rule of thirds encourages you to position important elements along these grid lines or at their intersections, often called power points. Placing your subject off-center creates a sense of balance and movement, making the composition more dynamic and pleasing to the eye. Our eyes are naturally drawn to these intersection points, so positioning a person's eyes, a horizon, or another focal point there can make your image feel more engaging and intentional. Let's consider an example. Photographing a landscape. Rather than placing the horizon in the exact middle of your frame, try aligning it with the top or bottom horizontal line. This choice emphasizes either the sky or the land, depending on which aspect you want to highlight. Similarly, when capturing a portrait, rather than centering the person, position them along one of the vertical grid lines. This not only creates visual interest, but also allows you to include contextual background elements, telling a richer story within the frame. The rule of thirds is not just about where you place your subject, it's also about how you use empty space, or negative space, within your composition. By intentionally leaving space in one area of the frame, you can guide the viewer's gaze toward the subject, create a sense of openness, or evoke specific emotions. For instance, placing a person on one side of the frame and leaving open space in front of them can suggest that they are looking toward the future or lost in thought. Using the rule of thirds can also help you avoid common pitfalls, such as static or dull compositions. Centered subjects can often feel flat or uninteresting, especially in scenes where there's little else to catch the eye. By shifting your subject off-center, you add energy and tension to the image, making it more compelling. As you practice with the rule of thirds, you'll start to notice how often it appears in art, photography, film, and even graphic design. It's a tool that artists have used for centuries to create harmonious and visually appealing works. However, it's important to remember that the rule of thirds is a guideline, not a strict law. Once you become comfortable with it, you may find moments when breaking the rule leads to even stronger, more creative images. For example, centering your subject can be powerful when you want to convey symmetry, formality, or isolation. Think of a portrait where the subject stares directly into the camera, or a dramatic architectural shot with perfect symmetry. By intentionally breaking the rule of thirds, you can draw attention, create visual tension, or evoke specific feelings that wouldn't be possible if you always followed the rule. In the end, mastering the rule of thirds is about developing your eye for composition. Use it as a starting point, practice applying it to different scenes, and observe how it changes the mood and impact of your images. As you gain confidence, experiment with breaking the rule to discover your unique style and vision. The true power of the rule of thirds lies not just in following it, but in knowing when and why to bend or break it to achieve your creative goals.